Hi everyone, my name is Alzena Hinata. I'm from 11 MIPA 3, and in this video, I'll be doing a review on the movie Whiplash. So, ever heard of the term the obsessed artist? Well, this movie is the perfect embodiment of that term. Whiplash was directed by Damien Chazelle, known for his musical movies including the famous La La Land and the newly released Babylon. The genre of this movie is music and drama and is 1 hour and 47 minutes long. This movie was released on the 16th of January 2014, and funnily enough, this movie was at first a short film, but after a highly praised screening at a film festival, it was remade for the big screens. The movie follows the life of Andrew Neiman, played by Miles Teller, an inspiring student at the prestigious Schaefer Music Academy in New York. Andrew was spotted while practicing his double beats by Terrence Fletcher, played by J.K. Simmons, instructor of the Academy's famous studio band. Terrence is known for going to extreme lengths and manipulating his students into giving their best without looking much into the consequences. Andrew becomes his newest victim as he recruits him into his band. Adjusting to his new rigorous schedule and his insufferable teacher, Andrew undergoes hell. He has a messy breakup with his girlfriend, fights with his siblings, and even wears himself down physically, which can be seen multiple times throughout the movie. Now, there are several points from this movie that I'd like to highlight and that especially stood out to me. So first of all, Andrew's story. Andrew is a big break-hard student. The movie does an excellent job at going through a story and transforming into the obsessed artist, and follows along every phase that he's gone through. From seeing the gullible face as the new recruit to the worn-out, depressed face as the artist who has been through it all. Andrew aspires to become a successful musician, but has to get it rough under the influence of Fletcher. His determination to reach the peak of his journey is perfectly captured through this film and has the audience going through his journey along with him. Secondly, the color grading. You might have noticed that the color tone throughout the movie is yellow, which I think was a very well-made decision. The yellow tone allows the brass instruments to pop out. The shininess and neutral colors are highlighted more compared to when paired with a neutral color tone. It also resonates with the emotional situation. The movie is packed with tense scenes and it seems to complement it well. Compared to the short film, which is without the yellow color grading, there wasn't much taken emotionally other than the aggressive dialogue coming from Fletcher. So this was a clever decision. Third, not to forget, the excellent award-winning performances. All of the actors and actresses did a great job, but the one who stood out from them all, in my opinion, was Terrence Fletcher, aka the antagonist of the story. As much as how abusive and hot-headed Fletcher seemed to be, he isn't what you'd think of when it comes to villains. J.K. Simmons was able to portray the character of the perfectionist teacher so well it put me on the edge of my seat. The emotion and portrayal are delivered flawlessly, right down to each line. It isn't poorly done or exaggerated, but perfectly executed. It makes it kind of difficult to separate between the character he's portraying and the actual person he really is. It is no wonder how the man received the Best Supporting Actor award at the 2015 Oscars. And last but not least, I'd like to share about my favorite scene from the movie. So there are many high-tension scenes throughout the movie, like this one where Fletcher can be seen shouting into Andrew's ears, or this one where Neiman sheds red on his drum kit from his bleeding hands. But my favorite scene is when Andrew does his final performance. Right before this performance, Andrew's car was hit by a truck when he was on his way to the music hall. But Andrew seems to be unaffected by the incident and so overdriven by his motivation to prove himself to Fletcher that he manages to bring himself to the music hall. Despite the injuries, Andrew was able to deliver probably the best performance Fletcher had ever seen. Andrew so focused on his performance as if all that was around him had disappeared. He is fully absorbed in his creative space, dead on determined to turn out the best that he can. This was the result of numerous months Andrew had to go through under the hellish influence of Fletcher. This illustrates how, in Andrew's mind, diamonds are only forged in the rough, how sacrifices and challenges have to be overcome in order to achieve perfection. In Andrew's case, the obstacle was his teacher, Fletcher, and although the guy had almost killed him and abused him both verbally and physically multiple times, Andrew won't let it get to him because as he is only looking to become the best of the best. It was a jaw-dropping scene that immediately placed this film in the high ranks of my all-time favorite movies. So in conclusion, I rate this movie a 9 out of 10. Whiplash is a movie that can be enjoyed not only by musicians or movie enthusiasts, but by people in general too. The excellent performances, the blissful music score, and the beautiful cinematography will keep you locked in your seat for the whole period. So that is all from me. Thank you for tuning in to my movie review, and goodbye!